Hello and welcome to the Wanderlust Professor Yoga video series. My mission is to help you find a self-care fitness practice to increase your physical health and well-being. Please consult your doctor before beginning any fitness program. So in this practice, we're going to be focusing in on our neck, our shoulders, and our back. Everything that we're going to be doing is going to be relatively from a seated position on our mats today. So no standing, no working up a gigantic sweat, just really feeling into our bodies and appreciating what we have going on. Because I know I have been doing a lot of physical work, and so I'm feeling it here. So this practice is as much for me as I hope you find it to be for you. So if you will, find a comfortable position. Maybe it is lying on your back on the floor. Maybe it's your legs extended. Maybe it's on the back with your feet on the floor. Or it could be in a nice comfortable seated position. And we're going to close our eyes. So go ahead and find a position that works right for you, works best for you, that you're going to be comfortable in. We're going to be in this for the next couple of minutes. And while we're trying to find ourselves, find our center, and kind of reduce the clutter that's in our mind, I encourage you to focus in on yourself, focus in on your breathing, and allow any thoughts that come into your mind to kind of poof and let them go away. We still have plenty of hours in the day to deal with everything, so I hope that you'll take the next 60 minutes and really focus in on you, your practice, and what it is that your spirit is telling you that you need. So hopefully you're in a comfortable position now. I'm encouraging you to close your eyes, and let's take some nice deep breaths together. So nice deep inhale, exhale, exhale out the day. Once again, inhale and exhale out the day. Now from here, we're going to focus in on a nice even 4-4 breath. So inhale to a count of 4, hold at the top, and then exhale to the same even count of 4, and then hold once again at the bottom. So let's practice that together today. So inhale, hold, exhale. 3, 2, 1, hold. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Pause. Let's continue working on that 4-4 breath. As you find your center, appreciate the thoughts that enter your mind and allow them to dissipate. If you've chosen to lay on your mat, roll to your right side and using your left hand, press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And we'll all meet here in a nice comfortable seated position. Wonderful. So let's begin our practice with a seated cat-cow. So take your hands, place them on your knees. And what we're going to do is we're going to move our abdomen, move our torso, move our shoulders. So we're going to round our shoulders, pulling our shoulder blades apart from each other on our back side. We're going to scoop our belly in towards our spine as we round. On an inhale, we're going to press those shoulder blades together on the back side of our body, bringing our abdomen forward, pressing those shoulder blades. Exhale, round, pulling those shoulder blades apart, pressing that stomach in towards your spine. Inhale back up. Exhale back down. Inhale back up. And exhale back down. Inhale back up. Exhale back down. One more inhale back up. And release. Do you feel a little shoulder roll in there? If you do, go ahead and take it. Respect what your body is telling you. Feels good already. Next, we're going to start working on warming up our neck. So we're going to drop our left ear towards our left shoulder. Might be feeling a stretch here on the right side of your neck, and it could extend all the way down, even into your shoulder. Inhale back up and drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Once again, I'm feeling a nice lengthening here of the muscle that's on the left side of my neck. If you have any neck injuries or neck issues, you might want to modify this as we go through our practice. I'm dropping my left ear to my left shoulder again. I'm trying to pull my shoulders away from my ears, not kind of squish them up, but pull them down so that I'm getting even more lengthening here. Remember, it's always acceptable to modify your yoga pose as you need it. It's all about respecting you and respecting your body, appreciating what it is that you need. Your yoga pose does not have to look like anyone else's. It needs to look like you and what you need. Wonderful. Now this time we're actually going to move our shoulders. So we're going to shrug our shoulders. So bring our shoulders up towards our ears and then drop them back down. So inhale up and exhale back down. Let's do that again. So inhale up those shoulders to our ears. Exhale back down. Let's do that again. Inhale up and exhale back down. Oh, perfect. I feel a little neck roll there too. It's just what my body's telling me. If that's what your body's telling you as well, respect it. Go with it. Next, we're going to do our bird wings. So we're going to bring our arms out in front of us. We're going to stack our hands on top of each other. Doesn't matter which one's stacked on top of the other. We're going to take our right elbow. We're going to take it up towards the sky. We're going to drop our left elbow down to the floor. And we're going to rotate that. So bring your left elbow up to the sky, drop that right elbow. Keep alternating, lifting and dropping those elbows. You might notice as you're doing this, you might feel some movement in your back muscles. So not only are we opening up and warming up our shoulders, but we're getting some movement on the back side of our body as well. I'm going to do this just a few more times. Remember, we're continuing to focus on that 4-4 breath as we're doing this. And then come back to center and lower your arms back down. My arms feel like I need a little shake, so let's take a little bit of a shake. Great. All right. Next, we're going to take our chin to our shoulder. So we're going to go to the left side first. So take your chin and try to get towards that shoulder. Maybe tip that forehead down towards your mat a little bit. Feel with that, play with that. Feel the lengthening here on your neck. So tipping that forehead down to the mat and trying to get that chin over to our shoulder. And come back to center. And we're going to do the same thing to the right side. So taking our chin to our right shoulder, dropping that forehead down to our mat. If you feel your shoulders start to come up, just push it back down again. And then back to center. All right, so let's drop our right hand to the mat. We're going to inhale our left arm up, bend that right elbow, and we're hinging over to the right. Wanting to make sure that we're keeping both of our sits bones down on the mat. We're not wanting to let our hip rise up. We're wanting to make sure that it stays grounded. So if you can only, hinge over a little bit, that's okay. If you can go all the way down, that's great too. Press up through your right hand, drop your left arm to the mat, place that hand on the floor, inhale that right arm up, bend the left elbow, and we're hinging over to the left. Press up through that left arm and drop that right arm down. And we're going to do a little bit more work with our neck. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our chin. We're going to trace up the left wall, over the ceiling, down the right, and across the floor. We're going to do 5 of those to the left, and then reverse and do 5 of them to the right and meet back in center. Go ahead and move at your own pace. Wonderful, you are doing a great job. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a seated back bend. So we're going to take our hands, place them behind us on the mat, probably about 8 inches from our seat. We're going to raise our chest up towards the ceiling. Dropping your head back. Take a couple deep inhale and exhales. Bring your head back back to center and bring your arms back in front. Now we're going to start working our way down from our neck and shoulders and start moving into our back. So what I would like for you to do is kind of stay in this easy seat. I'm going to keep my right leg bent. I'm going to take my bent left leg. I'm actually going to place it on the outside of my right knee. So kind of have my legs crossed, got my knee up in the air, and I'm going to take my left arm and I'm going to place it on the inside of my left knee. I'm going to take my right hand and place it on the mat behind me, and just moving into a nice gentle spinal twist. Release your arm and slowly release your leg, coming back to center. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm bringing my left leg in as though I'm coming into an easy seat, taking my right foot this time and placing it on the outside of my left knee. I'm going to take my right elbow and place it on the inside of my right knee. I'm taking my left hand and I'm placing it on the mat behind me, just coming into a nice gentle twist. And release. Let's bring our right leg back and we're going to come back into a nice easy seat again. So we're kind of moving around all through our body, checking in with different zones, and it's important that we respect each one of these zones and allow them to warm up individually. So what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of incorporate two things. So let's place our hands on top of our knees. What we're going to do is we're going to move our shoulders forward and backward. So we're working with our shoulders and we're going to be working with our backs. So drop your left shoulder kind of down towards the mat as you're pressing your right shoulder back. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So drop that right shoulder down towards the mat, pressing that left shoulder back. Let's do that again, dropping that left shoulder. And we're moving slowly and deliberately. We're not trying to swing our arms around. We want to feel into our bodies. Feel how this stretching feels within your shoulders, within your back. Are you feeling any of that stretching along your back? Let's drop that right shoulder. Are you feeling any stretching in your shoulder area, up through your neck, and again through the back on the opposite side? And then let's come back to center. Wonderful. So still in our easy seat, we're going to hinge at our waist, extending our arms out in front of us. And we're just going to allow ourselves to melt forward. You're going to always walk your fingertips a little bit further forward if you want to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. slowly walking your hands in, using them to press yourself back up to a seated position. Wonderful. From here, we're going to come onto our hands and knees for tabletop. So for tabletop, we want to make sure that we have proper alignment. So we want our wrists underneath our shoulders, we want our knees underneath our hips, and we want our knees one width of your fist apart from each other. And what this is doing is it's just allowing the weight and the pressure to be transferred down each one of these limbs without putting anything out of whack or any undue pressure on any part of your body. From tabletop, we're going to extend our right leg out behind us. We're pointing our toes, and then we're going to pull the knee in, bend our head to meet our knee. Extend back out and curl back in. Bring that knee in to meet your forehead. Keep moving with your breath. Inhaling as you go out and exhaling as you come in. One more. Inhale up and lower back down. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to extend our left leg out. Our toes are pointed. Exhale, rounding, pulling that knee in towards your forehead. Extend back out. Pulling that knee in. Exhaling, knee to the forehead. Inhale, extend back out. Exhale, pull that knee in. Inhale, extend back out, and lower back down. Wonderful. So we're still in tabletop, and if you feel like you want to take a little bit of movement, feel free to do so. This is your practice. So from here, we're going to extend our right leg. I'm going to turn so you can see this part. So we're going to extend our right leg out to the side. Then we're going to extend it back behind us. Our toes are pointed. And then we're going to drop that right leg to the left side of our mat. Bring it back up. Bring it back to the side and drop it back down. We're going to do this 5 times. So out to the side, extend back out, drop it to the left side of your mat, come back up, out to the side, and drop it back down. That's 1. We've got 4 more. Moving at your own pace, go ahead and complete your next 4. Excellent job. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to rotate just a little bit. So we're going to take our left leg out to the side, extend it back behind us, drop it to the right side of our mat, bring it back up, bring it back out to the side, and drop it back down. So that's 1 round. We're going to do 4 more of these. Moving at your own pace, go ahead and complete your 4. You're doing excellent. Keep it up. Next, we're still in tabletop, and we're going to do barrel rolls. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop our right side down to the mat, or close to the mat. We're just going to kind of move it to the right, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to twist our abdomen to the left, kind of move it down towards the mat. Do this a few times. Continuing to focus on that 4-4 breath. All right, perfect. So next, we're still in tabletop, and we're going to be moving opposite sides of our body. So we're going to extend our right leg behind us, and we're going to extend our left arm. We're going to bring our left elbow to meet our right knee. So extend back out and bring the knee and elbow together. Extend out and bring the knee together. Extend out and bring the knee together. One more. Extend out and lower back down. Very good. Right, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So raise your left leg and your right arm. So bring that knee and elbow together. Extend out. Bring that knee and elbow together. Extend out. Knee and elbow together. Extend out. Knee and elbow together. And lower back down. Wonderful. Now, we're going to stay kind of in tabletop, but we're going to extend our arms out in front of us, keeping our hips and knees exactly where they're at. Extend our arms out, and we're going to drop our forehead to the mat. And from here, we're going to do circles or sway your hips back and forth. Using your hands, slowly press yourself up back into tabletop. You're doing great. Now we're going to go into thread the needle. So inhale your right arm up to the ceiling. Swing that right arm through your left, dropping that right shoulder down to the mat, and bring your right ear down to the mat as well. If you want to up the intensity, extend your left arm up above your head. Bring that left arm back in and use it to press yourself back up. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So this time we're leaving our left hand down. No, right hand down. Extend that left arm up to the sky. Swing that left hand through your right arm, bringing your left cheek down to the mat. And if you extended the arm on the opposite side, do it here as well. using your right arm, press yourself back up to tabletop. All right, so let's go ahead and bring our seat down to the mat. And we're going to extend our legs out in front of us for staff pose. So for staff, we want to make sure that our legs are engaged. They're pressing down against the floor. Our feet are flexed. Our toes are pointing towards our face. Inhale our arms up overhead, hinging at our waist, fold forward towards your feet. With each exhale, see if you can't sink a little bit deeper into the pose. Using your hands, pressing yourself up to a nice, comfortable seated position. Here, just take a couple shoulder rolls just to work out any tension that might have developed in those shoulders. From here, let's bring our left heel in towards our groin. We still have our right leg extended. We're going to take our left hand and we're going to wrap it around the outside edge of our right foot. We're going to take our right hand and place it on the mat behind us. Using your hands, slowly press yourself back up. Extend your left leg out and bring your right heel in to your groin. This time we're going to take our right hand and grab the outside edge of our left foot. We're going to take our left hand and place it on the mat behind us. Excellent. Using your hands, slowly press yourself back up to a nice, comfortable seated position. From here, lower yourself down to the mat. So we're setting ourselves up for bridge. For bridge, we want our heels about 8 to 10 inches away from our seat. We have our feet planted on the floor, nice and firm. We're going to keep our knees straight in line. We don't want them to dip together and press together, and we don't want them to drop wide. So we want to keep our knees about the width of our fist apart. As we inhale up, we're going to bring our torso, bring our abdomen up towards the sky. As we're doing that, we're tightening our glutes as well. So we've got a lot of work that's happening. Our feet are going to ground down to the floor. We're going to engage our legs. We're going to engage our abs. So our hands are flat on the floor. Our feet are pressing into the floor, nice and stable. Inhale. We've got our shoulders pressing together onto the mat. Inhale, bring your abdomen up towards the sky, pressing those glutes together, keeping those knees from dropping wide. And exhale, draw your abdomen back down to the earth, one vertebrae at a time. You don't want to drop right back down to the mat. We want to be mindful of this, controlling our movement. So inhale back up and exhale back down. Inhale back up. And as we exhale, we're rolling down one vertebrae at a time. Right, inhale back up and exhale back down. We've got one more of these, and we're going to change it up just a little bit. So inhale back up. This time, exhale out all of your air before you move. So exhale out and then lower down, one vertebrae at a time. You might find that your stomach pulls in a little bit further that time because all of the air was already out. Now, extend your left leg out to the mat. We're still keeping our right leg bent. Bringing our knee up to our chest, wrap your hands around your right knee. If you feel like it, you can always drop that right knee to the right side of your mat. Take a little bit of movement, making sure that it feels good. So rotate it out, pull it back in, rotate it out, and pull it back in. Fantastic. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So drop your right leg to the mat, inhale your left leg up, wrapping your hands around your knee, pulling that knee in towards your chest. You can always drop that knee over to the left side of your mat and then pull it back in. And drop it over and then pull it back in and drop it, pull it back in, and we've got one more. So just drop it one last time, pull it back in, and extend both of your legs out flat on your mat. This time we're moving into banana. So we're going to walk our feet over to the right side of our mat. If you want to, you can always cross your ankles. If not, you can leave them side by side. It's perfectly fine. And then we're going to walk our shoulders and arms over to the right side of our mat as well, and extend your arms up overhead. So if you were above us looking down,
you would think that we looked like a banana. So while we're here in this pose, you might feel some stretching and lengthening on the left side of your body. If anything is uncomfortable at any point in time, you can always adjust it. You can dial back the intensity, or you can always go into a child's pose or go into Shavasana early. If you crossed your legs, go ahead and uncross them and slowly return them to center. And then slowly walk your torso back to the center of your mat. We're going to do the same thing on the left side. So take your heels over to the left side of your mat. If you crossed them on the right side, we're going to cross them on the left. And then we're going to walk our torso over to the left side of our mat and extend our arms up overhead. If you had your legs crossed, slowly uncross your legs and move them back towards the center of your mat. Next, uncurl your arms and use them to press yourself back to the center of your mat. For our last pose before Shavasana, we're going to do supported fish. So if you have a block,
I would suggest that you grab it. You can also use a bolster as well. So when I do fish, I have my block and I'm going to place it horizontal on my mat. And then I'm also going to take my blanket because I like a little bit of support for my neck and head. So grabbing my blanket, just making myself a nice little pillow for my head, estimating about where my shoulders are going to be, and then I can always adjust it when I get down to my mat. So what we're looking to do is place our block between our shoulders so that when we lay down, it will allow our shoulder blades to open up and lengthen here across the front of our bodies. So estimate your length, lay back on your block, and adjust as needed. I like to keep my heels on the floor while I'm doing this, just so that I'm not putting too much strain on my lower back. Once I find the right position, I'm going to lower myself down, my seat on the floor. I'm going to extend my arms out to the side and allow my body to melt into this pose. When you're ready, roll to the right side of the block. Press yourself back up. Remove the block and set yourself up for Shavasana. I like to use a blanket for my head. Maybe you like to have blocks for your knees, or even if you have a bolster, you can always use the bolster to support your knees. I think I'm going to do that today, just for a little bit of extra love for my back. So get yourself comfortable and set up for Shavasana.
and I will let you know when time is up. After you get settled in, begin to allow your body to melt into the mat. Close your eyes. Release the tension from your forehead. Allow your eyes to become heavy. Melt away all the tension in your jaw and drop your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Allow your shoulders to melt into the earth and your feet to open comfortably. We will be in Shavasana for the next few minutes. I hope you will take this time to reflect on your practice, to reconnect with yourself and your breath, and to once again quiet your mind.
slowly begin to bring your awareness back into your space. Reconnect with your breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms up overhead for a nice good morning stretch. And when you're ready, roll to your right side. Using your left hand, press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Let's begin by inhaling our arms up overhead, palms together, and bring them down through heart center. If you like this video and want to see more, please like, comment, and share. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Thank you for practicing with me today, and let me leave you with this thought. The happiest people don't have the best of everything. They just make the best of everything. Thank you, and namaste.